pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's remain standing for a moment of silence for our troops who are in harm's way. Thank you.
Before we begin our meeting, we wish to point out the exits located in front of the rear of the room. In the event of an emergency, I ask you to proceed to the nearest exit. Cicero Town Board acknowledges the importance of full public participation in all public hearings and therefore urges all who wish to address those in attendance to utilize the microphones located in front of the room. I'll make a motion all actions taken tonight are type 2 or unlisted actions and have a negative impact on the environment unless otherwise determined. Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Dzinski?
Yes. Need approval of Town Board meeting minutes of November 6, 2008.
I was asked to add on the page that Tim Murphy had discussed at the last Town Board meeting, and I told him I would do so at the end of the meeting. I do have it all in there, but I'm going to add it as an addendum at the end. And with that,
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Dzinski?
Yes. Chris?
Nothing.
Chief?
Just one thing, as you know, we're doing some modifications at the police department, and we're going to be installing the doors shortly. I'll be coming to you with some bids for electronic lock systems, the Bob system, maybe able to get in with the software. What I'm being told by a couple of the vendors, if we choose these two vendors, Doyle and Time Warner, is that once they install it, because we've already got Time Warner fire alarms in the building throughout the entire system here, and that we maintain the server, that the town could also, at very minimal cost, install the same types of lock systems that people would have to have some special access, whether it be a card or a device to be able to get in. It wouldn't have to be keyless pretty much for some of the doors for after hours, and it would track entry and egress if the town so chooses to do that. Just to let you know, I bring it to you to make a decision, one maybe more costly than the other, although it's all covered under the grant money as well.
Thanks, Chief. Gene?
I mean, the grant money that you have for your security system would umbrella over this?
No,
over
this would be,
town?
that would be additional down the road. If you
Additional.
wanted to do it, and you could tie into the same system we're on.
Okay, thanks.
Gene?
I have nothing.
Jody?
Yes, I'd like to announce that my department received $70,000 grant from Community Development for the Gateway Community Project improvements, which will be improved lighting and trail expansion project for 2009, which we will begin in the spring. And I'd like to just acknowledge that our tree lighting ceremony will be next Friday, not this coming Friday, but December 5th, here in Cicero on Factory Street at 6:30. And then on Sunday, December 7th, we'll be at the Brewerton Fire Department for the Brewerton tree lighting ceremony as well. So sandwiched in that is the North Syracuse Christmas Parade, which we will also be involved in, and anyone from the town that wants to join us, more than welcome to walk with us. And that's all.
You need a resolution for us to sign in. Go to the back page.
Sure. Yes, I would like the board, a resolution from the board authorizing that the project and the contract be executed, have the supervisor sign.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Dzinski?
Yes. Anything else, Jody?
No, that's all, thank you.
Heather?
Yes, the town board awarded the 2009 through 2000, whatever it may expire, brush contract to Rodney Altman, doing business as Altman Enterprises. Mr. Altman's office has contacted us and advised that they are setting up a new corporate entity called Altman Enterprises LLC that they're hoping can be the official contractor for this project. There is a provision in the contract documents that allows for them to assign the contract with the town board's written consent I advised them that I'd bring that to your attention tonight and ask if you'd like to give them that consent. I'm told that it's exactly the same owner, just a new corporate entity for liability and insurance purposes. And I actually believe your previous brush contractor did the same thing, created a new entity for purposes of the contract.
So you need a resolution for that?
If you so choose, yes.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryba?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes. Anything else, Heather?
That's it for now, thank you.
Gary?
Not at this time.
Wayne?
Yes, I have a couple of things. I don't know if any of you have noticed the number of cars parked from the auction up and down Route 11. They're in front of the upper auction lot, outside the fence. They're across the street from there, and they're down at CME's office. Those are the ones I've identified so far. I talked to Dave Taylor from Odessa last week, and he said that they're just swamped with cars because they're under contract to accept cars from Chrysler and then to auction them, but nobody's buying them at the auction, so they're getting swamped. So he assured me that he stopped taking cars from Chrysler and that he's doing everything in his powers to get rid of what he has. So it's just a temporary situation. The other, I had 3 other things, but I'm going to withhold 2 of them. We have a request from an attorney representing the owner at 106 Marywood Drive. It's behind Budget Rental off of Taft Road in that area over there. The person has a shed that's been installed on the property years ago, it looks like. It encroaches 3 foot into a drainage easement. I would ask for the board's approval to leave it where it is with the stipulation that if we ever had to get in there, that it would be the owner's responsibility or cost to relocate that shed and get it out of the way. I've discussed this with Chris and he didn't have a problem with that. I have a picture here if you'd like to see it.
How'd this come about all of a sudden?
I believe that the person is trying to sell the property, and it showed as an encroachment when they checked it out.
So this, if we were to approve, this is gonna be for any new owner then?
Yes.
So we only want the exclusion in case it had to be moved for some work that
That's
had to
correct.
be done.
There is a drainage pipe that runs through the easement, but I mean, it's not an overland easement like a swale. There's a pipe that runs through there from a catch basin out near the street to the drainage ditch out back. So it would, if that pipe ever had to get dug up, then the shed, if it lasted that long, would have to.
And they would have to write a covenant into the, on the sale then on that, for the new owners then, right? So they would also be responsible.
Yes, they would.
But it's in the easement now, so
Yes.
if we need to get in there, we can do it anyway.
That's correct.
Is it just to effectuate the sale of property?
Yes, it is.
It's just for that purpose, okay. And are we gonna ask the buyer to enter in a written agreement? Heather, should we do that, like we do with the
I was
others?
just gonna say, sure, if you'd like to, the same standard agreement that's been used in the past.
Okay. Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryba?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes. Anything else, Wayne?
I was going to ask the board's permission to exclude a drainage easement from 2 parcels of property, but Heather and I would like a little more time to look at it, so I'll present it at the next meeting.
Linda?
My only item is that I want to let you know I'm in favor of these 2 changes to those exemptions.
Okay. Sharon?
Nothing, thank you.
Tracy?
Yes, they have two items. They actually sent a memo to the town board. One of them is a budgeted item regarding our town of Cicero code book. The updates for legislation for the next code book update, I just needed approval. They give you an estimate. It goes from 15 through 2007. You have some of 2007 and 2008. That's how it is done. And they said it would be between 4,000 to 5,500. So at this time, I would request, or I'm asking the town board for approval to update the code book at this time.
And you said that was budgeted?
And it is a budgeted item that we do every year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Yes.